Okay, so hello, uranium friends. Once again, we are checking in on Anfield Energy on the Canadian exchange, TSX Venture. So when I last did a video or spoke about Anfield, um, I made the reference to this trend line and the amount of times that it had broken through it, was never able to hold, and we were looking for a little bit of a behavior change to say to ourselves, hey, maybe something's changed with Anfield. Well, it kind of has, right? So it's gotten through this downward trend line, and we're going to zoom in. We've noticed that every time it's gotten through it, it's just never even been able to hold it. It's just a quick hit and down. Well, that has changed. The behavior of this stock has changed. So, and that's important, right? So, regardless of fundamentals, that they got the mill, that people are going to be looking for mill usage, whatever, right? Regardless of the fundamentals here, we have a change in the behavior of the stock, and it's very discernible. Right? We can see it from this action, right? So, gets through the trend line, immediately rejects, and just keeps going down and goes into downtrends. Well, guess what? The next rejection or pullback or drawdown that we see, there's a possibility of the fact that it now back tests this trend line somewhere over here. I would assume. Actually, never make assumptions, right? But somewhere, I'm going to be looking for the back test and see that it holds. But what we have seen now is that it has most assuredly gotten through this trend line. And now what we're looking at, so again, I say there's not a lot of trading going on in this thing as far as I'm concerned. When I see these flat levels like this, it's very algorithmic to me. So, the market makers are just kind of bouncing it around to try to attract whatever they can attract into it. Regardless of that, the next, most of the space is due for some sort of weekly consolidation, and there's plenty of room for that to happen in just about every single stock in the space, at least the ones that I follow. So, a good, very healthy piece of consolidation. Will it be red flaggy if it gets down to this trend line here? Yeah, but will it be the end of the world? No, because we have this is a demand zone back here. And this demand zone here is starting to line up with possibly the next draw down into this trend line to bounce off of. So, you know, we love to see trend lines get broken through with authority. We've got that. We like to see trend lines that have gotten broken through, that have held for pretty much the life of the stock for 10 years, 12 years to 11 years. We like to see that. So this is a behavioral change for this particular stock. And so we want to see the back test. And you've got the 200-day moving average right here at the trend line. So it would be not surprising. It would probably for me personally a welcome pullback. I'm in a decent sized position here. The majority of my position is up between 70 and 100% at the moment. Um, Maybe a slight trim in my book, but I'm looking to add into this depending on the conditions of the space in general. We still have the broad market to contend with, and everybody's calling for a 1920 style depression era, great financial crisis crash, whatever. Let them do their clickbait things. Okay, I'm just working with what I see here. So behavioral change on the weekly, it's going to at some point get some weekly consolidation. The really good thing is that the most likely scenario is a weekly higher low, and we do want that to happen. We need to have a decent amount of consolidation so we can get the next leg up. So, if we see something to this effect, it consolidates down maybe to the 12 EMA, maybe gets a bounce there, maybe consolidates down a little bit more, continues on its way. So I'm looking for a weekly uptrend to confirm, but we've killed downtrends here, so that is a great thing. That is the behavioral change that I was looking for in my previous video that I did with this. It's, in my opinion, an actual behavioral change in the stock. It has me much more interested in adding on dips, especially with the way the space is moving at the moment. So quick update on it. Let's just take zoom and take a look at the daily and see if we can glean any information. So yeah, it had a little bit of daily consolidation, just like the rest of the space is doing. They're all tapping this 12 EMA. These moving averages, they're spread. And at some point or other, they're going to need to stack up again. You've got the makings of your golden cross. I think we're going to see a lot of this in the space of the 50-day trying to get above and cross over the 200-day, but very reasonable and very healthy to see this thing pull back into 200-day moving average as a weekly higher low somewhere and continue on to get that weekly uptrend confirmed. So that's what I'm looking for now. I want to get a confirmation of the weekly uptrend, and that's where I'm going to take it from there. So that's the quick update on Anfield. Good stuff brewing here. I love the behavioral change, and it has me much more interested. People that have been following me or on Uranium Squeeze, I've made some posts. This is very speculative for me, but I believe that this is one of those names that are probably going to be uh, a really good performer in the space as time goes on. We might look back a year or two from now and say, "Huh, wish I loaded the boat on Anfield." Don't know if that's true or not. I'm not that kind of guy. If you follow me, I'm kind of conservative and I'm always taking profits and I'm always trying to protect. It's just what I do. But again, a behavioral change on Anfield. Over and out.